Hello folks, welcome to ZigWheels, and it's time to say hello to the Tata Nexon EV. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so things are going to be a little slow and drawly, but the Nexon EV is anything but that. If you ask me, it looks even better than what the Nexon did, and the Nexon is going to look like this. The facelift is also due pretty soon, and I think something that I really like about it is if you look at it dead straight from here, right, the way the hood is, the way the lamps are, it kind of reminds me of the Evoque, which is a good thing. And well, this is going to be what the facelift is going to look like, pretty much 95% of it. And some details here, like you can see that those stars there at the bottom for the grill, for the air dam, which look pretty cool. Nice highlights over there. And if you look at the grill, there's that blacked out section which kind of spells it out, gives it that EV quotient from the up front, because well, it doesn't have to breathe so much from the front now because there is no engine. What's in there is a lot of empty space and a motor, right, apart from some electricals. Can you open the hood? Yeah, so we're gonna pop into the hood and see what's in there as well. As soon as we've got that, yeah, let me get the latch. Yeah, there it is. All right, so there you go. That's the hood, and there you can see a lot of new bits for this area of the Nexon. Traditional battery, which of course is there. But there you see the controllers, the various steps that the power has to go through, and it's a little dark in there. But yeah, you just see this EV Ziptron badge up here, and that's what this drivetrain is called. This family of drivetrains is called Ziptron, which basically means that this is the high voltage system, over 300 volts, whereas the Tigor was a 72 volt system. So basically this is capable of delivering you much higher performance, better experience overall. And in terms of technology, okay, if you're wondering where the batteries are, I want to show you. Yeah, that's it, tucked in underneath over there. You can see those cables running, and there's a few connectors here also. You can see the orange bits. But in terms of, if you're worried about water weighting and stuff like that, Tata Motors say that this has got the same weighting depth as the regular Nexon, and there's no compromise on that front. Ground clearance is pretty much the same, about 205 or 210 mm. So yeah, it's still got that SUV quotient going about it. And in terms of design from the side, now from here you can see how that hood is flatter than before. The face is also flatter, so a bit more of the SUV quotient over there. But the rest of the design is pretty much the same. You can see the A-pillar, how it's raked back, really swept back. The roof line, which is floating, and almost forgot, the alloy wheels. Now this design, it's new. In fact, that construction is new to make it lighter than before. So this platform overall has been optimized to make it lighter in terms of weight. Of course that helps because it's also piled on weight in terms of carrying all those batteries around. And even if you talk about the petrol variant or the diesel variant, the normal internal combustion engine variants, which will come in later with the updates, those will be a little bit heavier than before because they'll be BS6 compliant. So these little changes here and there to optimize weight will help in keeping it from actually getting heavier than before. Now in terms of design, the other little bit you'll see that has changed here is the tail lamp. Yeah, it's got those splitters of sorts, the LED bars. I'm gonna ask if they can press the brake. Could you press the brake, please? Switch on the lights. Yeah, there you go. So that's how the LED elements run through the tail lamps. Otherwise it's pretty much the same. And if you're talking about practicality, I am going to show you the boot. Oh well, there you go, we come to the charging. Now this is what you'll get with the car as standard. This is a 15 amps plug, so you can connect this at home to a regular plug like that and charge the Nexon EV up to 80% from 0 in about 8 hours. And if you get a fast charger, this is the CCS2 plug capability. Well, with the fast charger you can get it up to 80% in an hour. I'm just going to plug that back in. Yeah, there you go. And so yeah, boot space is intact as well, same as the Nexon, and it's not short on practicality. You're not going to have to keep a spare tire in the boot. The spare tire is there underneath. I'm struggling to get this flap up with just one hand. I'm going to try once more. Okay, it's stuck a little bit. I'm going to move on to the cabin. Right, another close look at those tail lamps. Now, the practicality of this cabin has always been one of its high points. You know, as a family SUV, yeah, this might be a sub 4 meter SUV, but in terms of practicality, this is great because you've got a really good bench here at the back, nicely sculpted seats, and you can see now there's leather fabric. It's perforated leather fabric, oxymoron. But anyways, yeah, nicely cushioned, so very comfortable, and it just looks more premium than before, right? And moving up to the front, you can see that you've got those similar blue accents here around the aircon vents, right, even around the instrument cluster, to give it that techie feel. And oh yeah, I didn't point out to you earlier, so you look at the sash on the Nexon, which was the signature bit of the Nexon, that also is finished in that similar blue color, right? So the cabin takes a bit of a step up in terms of ambience, because, well, the cabin has to feel a bit more premium because the drive experience of an electric automatically feels more premium because it's silent, it's smooth, all of that, right? Now, in terms of tech, you of course get that infotainment screen here, but aside from that, you also get a 7-inch MID, which we've seen on the Altros, and here it's showing us 0% charge right now. Clearly, they don't want us to drive it. But that's cool. We'll be driving it soon enough, so in the second week of January, so you can stay tuned to us to know more. Now, of course, it's an automatic, right? It's electric, so you've got the drive modes here, selector, and it's front wheel drive, of course, and the motor is 130 PS about of power, 245 Newton meters of torque tucked in over there under the hood, so it's going to be pretty easy and peppy to drive. And aside from that, let me see if I can find that. Oh yeah, it's right here. So you have the normal drive, and then the S. You put it in S, you get 60% more torque than you would in the normal mode, right? And yeah, we've spoken about performance and talking about efficiency, and in electrics that would be the range. So the range is claimed to be over 300 kilometers on a charge. Now that is claimed because Tata Motors say that is the internal test, but it is as per the ARAI cycle, and they will get the figures confirmation from ARAI shortly, and it will be over 300. Now we have a little bit of a concern regarding that, because as we've seen with the Kona EV, that the WLTP figures or the NEDC figures became almost 60-70% more in the India cycle. So yeah, what that number means in terms of real world use is something we've got to wait and check once we get the Nexon EV in our hands to do what we please with it, which will be a bit of a wait because this is still going to be, well, launched somewhere in January, maybe February at the Auto Expo. But yeah, after that we should get it and get it to try it out properly, live with it, and should be good. What remains is the price tag, of course. Well, the Nexon EV is expected to be priced between 15 and 17 lakhs, and knowing Tata, that means it'll be 14.99, and that'll be a crazy price to have this at. We'll just look at it at this angle. It reminds me so much of the Evoque. And yeah, coming back to the Nexon EV, it at 15 lakh rupees, it would be a phenomenal package to have. Considering that'll be so much lower in terms of maintenance costs, so much lower in terms of cost of running on electricity, and finally, of course, lowering down the emissions, which is what we really need, right? So that's the Nexon EV right here. Let us know what questions you have regarding it. We'll try and answer them as quickly as we can. And well, regarding the drive, we can't wait for it. This is going to be something really worth looking forward to. Thank you so much for staying tuned to ZigWheels, and we'll be back with more on the Nexon EV as soon as we get our hands on it.